Good afternoon. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to use a vertical line test to prove a graph is a function. If the vertical line test cut the graph in more than one point, the graph is not a function. Okay, let me repeat. If the vertical line test cut the graph in more than one point, okay, you can tell the graph is not a function. Okay? But if the vertical line test cut the graph in one point, you can quickly say, okay, the graph is a function. Okay? I'm going to show you how to prove that. Okay? Let me show you. So, for example, we have the first function right here, the first graph. The first graph, I'm going to use a vertical line test to show you if this graph is a function or not. Okay? A vertical line test, let me show you how to do a vertical line test. For example, this is the vertical line test. Okay? From the top to the bottom, that is vertical line test. Okay? I'm going to use the vertical line test. Look at me. The vertical line test. Okay, you see that? Let me show you. The vertical line test cut the graph in one point. This is the point. Okay? This is not the graph. Okay? This is the graph. This is the graph. Okay? So, you see exactly the vertical line test cut this graph in one point. That means this is a function. This graph is a function. Okay? This is a function. Okay. Alright. 1 point. Let me check for the second graph. The second graph, I'm going to use a vertical line test to prove that. Let me do that. Okay? Look at, this is my graph. Okay, it's the S graph. So when you verify this graph, you see this vertical line test cuts the graph in one point. Right here. Okay, in one point. So because this vertical line test cuts the graph in one point, you can tell this graph is a function. Okay? Function. Okay. Number 3. So this is the graph right here. The circle. This is the graph. So I'm going to test this graph by using the vertical line test. Okay. When you look at this graph, the vertical line test cut this graph in more than one point. You see? First point, second point. So, remember, this is the graph. Okay? So, the vertical line test cuts this graph in more than one point. More than one point. Okay? For example, this is the first point, this is the second point. Therefore, this is not a function. This is not a function. Because it cuts the graph in more than one point. Okay? This is not a function. Okay. Number 4. Let's check. So I'm going to use the vertical line test to prove if number 4 is a function or not. Okay. Let's do that. Alright. When you look at this graph, you see the vertical line test cuts this graph in more than one point. Okay, see that? More than one point. Boom. Boom. Because this is the graph. in more than one point. Therefore, you can tell this is not a function. This is not a function. Very easy. Okay? The last one, we're going to prove by using a vertical line test to show if this graph is a function. Okay? Let's do that. Okay? The vertical line test. Okay. When I look at the vertical line test, I see the graph is cut 2 times. You see that? 2 times. 1 times. 2nd times. Okay? Because the vertical line test cuts the graph in more than one point. Okay? Therefore, this is not a function. This is not a function. Alright. You see, this is easy, right? This is very easy. You do not need to find to prove if a graph is a function. But let me tell you something. You see how easy it is. I remember when I was going, I was going to take my certification test to become a teacher. The first question I found was proving a function, proving a graph is a function. Okay? I was surprised. I never thought I could have that easy question, but I got it. Okay? I can tell you in any test. Now you go, college test, SAT, ACT, okay? You have 90% chance to have those type of questions, okay? That's mean you need to practice, go to my website, just type Nougat Smart, and then you will see all free math videos, okay, to practice. Thank you so much. Alright? Go practice, okay? Share my videos, okay? Thank you.